Just like all the other times Akuma has shown up in a Street Fighter game, light kick tatsu is his most important combo tool. You can follow it up with crouching heavy kick, heavy punch shoryuken, or heavy kick tatsu if you're in the corner. You can also follow it up with all three of Akuma's supers, so light kick tatsu is definitely going to be your most free-form juggle tool, and you have to adjust depending on the situation with your meter. A huge limitation of light kick tatsu, though, is that it will whiff if the opponent is crouching. To deal with this, Akuma has three normals that will force the opponent to stand. Standing medium kick, crouching heavy punch, and standing heavy kick. This is probably one of the trickiest things to get used to when you first start playing Akuma, is visually confirming if the opponent is standing or crouching when you land a hit on them. If you land a hit on an opponent who happens to be crouching, there are two things you can do. One is to just spend meter on a drive rush and then link into one of the normals I mentioned earlier that will force them to stand. The only problem with this is that you won't always have meter to drive rush, and avoiding burnout is really important for survival in Street Fighter 6. So if you land a hit on a crouching opponent but you can't drive rush or you just don't want to spend meter, a better option to use is Akuma's quarter circle back punch, Adamant Flame. In addition to being able to hit a crouching opponent, Heavy Punch Adamant Flame is safe on block, but it has a slow startup, so if you're constantly buffering into it, the opponent can hit a jab to interrupt you. Also, because the startup is so slow, better players can react to it with a perfect parry, so you should be careful about just throwing it out, but it's still a safer option than just hitting a tatsu randomly. Let's talk about Akuma's knockdown pressure options after light kick tatsu. If you end a combo with light kick tatsu and then sweep, you can do 2 consecutive dashes and you'll be left at +4, which you can see here on the frame meter. If you're not exactly sure what +4 means here, there are lots of great videos on YouTube that explain how frame data works, but just know for now that after you string your 2 dashes together tightly here, you can press standing medium punch, and you'll actually beat any attack that your opponent tries to do on their wake up, as long as they didn't do an invincible move like an uppercut or a super. If you find that the opponent keeps pressing super or uppercut on this setup, you can actually do a safe jump after the sweep as well, which is where you jump and do a heavy kick. The heavy kick will hit them if they press a button, and you'll also recover in time to block if they do an uppercut. So, just to reiterate, after ending a combo with light kick tatsu into sweep, you can choose to do 2 setups. Either do 2 dashes and mix up with a strike or a throw, or you can do a safe jump. Ending combos with light kick tatsu into sweep is core to building Akuma's offensive flowchart, because your follow-up pressure options don't require you to use a drive rush to continue your offense, which lets you save your meter to hit big combos later and kill the opponent. And speaking of hitting big combos that kill the opponent, let's talk about Akuma's most fun combo tool, OD Adamant Flame. This move is safe on block, and it leads to some of Akuma's most damaging combo routes in the corner. There are lots and lots of different routes you can do with this move, but just to keep this video short, here's the basic ones. Also, make sure that you hit the like button on the video because it increases. For starters, you can combo into OD Adamant Flame from any of Akuma's cancelable medium or heavy attacks, which makes it very versatile. So this means you can cancel into it off of a crouching medium punch, crouching medium kick, standing medium punch target combo, standing heavy punch, or crouching heavy punch. Once you wall splat the opponent, there are lots of different routes you can do, and they can change depending on how far away from the wall you are. But to keep this video short, we're just going to assume that you wall splat the opponent at point blank. The easiest way to start out is to think of it like 3 levels. Each level consumes an additional 2 bars because you're adding an additional OD special move to it. So you can change your route depending on how much meter you have to do more damage. Level 1, crouching heavy punch, light punch fireball, heavy kick tatsu. This is really meter efficient. It does a lot of damage and your meter begins recharging faster because you only did 1 EX move and you didn't use a drive rush. Level 2 is when you spend 2 OD moves for more damage. You do back heavy kick, OD demon flip, fireball, medium kick tatsu, light punch shoryuken. Level 3, you spend 3 OD moves, and it's the same as level 2, but you just replace medium kick tatsu with OD tatsu. This is good for cashing out your meter at the end of the round because you can end with a level 3 super or a CA. Again, there are all sorts of crazy different routes you can do, and I just don't have time to cover all of them in this video, but these 3 levels are a good place to start because they're pretty meter efficient, and they're not too difficult with some practice. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I'll probably make another one on how to play neutral with Akuma, because that's kind of complicated, and Shotos are hard to play. So hopefully this is just enough for you to get started and make some of your hits matter more when you're just starting out with Akuma. Have a great day.